So, as a reward for beating Maximizer, the part we unlocked in the parts store was a Type 6 muffler, which is a decent 9-pound reduction and 5 horsepower increase, and I'll gladly take it. I mean, yeah, anything that helps me win, I suppose. As I mentioned at the end of the last episode, we have one team left to beat, and that's Team Another Star. And then we can move on. Unfortunately, I was talking about racing Gamble and Fool at the end of last episode multiple times. That just didn't happen. I kind of just paused the menu for too long, and I was immediately escorted back to the garage. Maybe the game sensed that I was trying to farm some credits. Didn't like that. What can you do? Alright, it only took a couple of, like 3 different times. I had to go back to the garage 3 different times because, like I said, Hot and Cold is the only member around that's actually going to appear, I guess, since the next member of Another Star won't appear until after I've beaten Hot and Cold. So it was just green arrows all around for the longest time. Ugh, they're so annoying. Ooh, I cornered that. Barely scraped by the wall there. Now that we're on the straightaways, it's not looking too great. We're actually cold on our own again, but really all we can do here is just hope. Yep, there we go. Thank you for swerving wildly, giving me the boost that I needed. Okay, took that safely, as safely as I could, provided Hot and Cold does not make an epic comeback. Ooh, that was rough. I just kind of used the wrong lane there, but it wasn't enough. Thank you, finally. We have our win. That was a long race too. Went all the way from, and like we went through all those tough turns. I honestly thought it's just a bad idea to race in that spot. No matter, we won. So now I gotta wait and wait for the next person to come out, and then finally we can race against the leader, and then we can move on. Also, I'm Fast Magician now. How's that for career progression? Going from what's it called, eccentric to magician, and Fast Magician no less. I'll gladly accept that compliment. It's the best one I'll ever have in my life anyway. Perfect. We dropped off right next to a blue arrow, and pretty good idea as to who that is, unless it's a wanderer. Guess it could be a wanderer, actually. But no, it's not. Nope, it's not. The final member of Another Star before the leader. This is Razorblade, driving a 2-door Subaru Impreza with yellow wheels. Seems to be just as wild of a... Oh, that is going to be to his detriment for sure. Wild driving is definitely his... Oh, come on. Thought I had the easy win there. Wouldn't give it to me. I have to go back to the garage because he's not even going to spawn again. And not fun. I have 11 draws. You see that? It's way more than... I don't think any of them... Sometimes, like, I'm the sore loser and I like to just go off the course so that I avoid the loss, but I don't think that's happened recently, if at all. Maybe it did back in 2016 when I started this series, but I don't remember doing that in the last few days, so it's hard to say. It was so convenient, too. It dropped us all right at the, it gave us Razorblade right away. Okay, after tailgating Razorblade for a little bit, they showed it behind me this time, so I just had to kind of park on the side of the highway. They legal and acceptable move and just kind of wait for a bit. So I kind of wanted to start at the barrier again, but I didn't want to risk a repeat of last time. Where User Blade doesn't really seem to care about paying the damage is done to paying for the damages done to their car, considering how much of a reckless driver they are. Bumping me is not going to work though, and slowly but surely they're falling behind. Seems to be another one of those cases where I can just outspeed them and hopefully put enough distance between me and them before this turn up here kills me. Alright, attempt number 3. I really didn't want to say anything. I was pulling ahead at the end there because I knew that was a possibility, and it happened anyway. Truly tragic. This guy's a jerk. God. Why am I like this? Now it's another matter of just same deal. Just kind of have to just hope that he's not going to be a jerk this time. And that was a little bit easier than last time, though. Okay, stay on the left, and hopefully the AI actually knows what to do. I don't see him. Don't see anyone. But I haven't drawn yet, so that's a good sign. Alright, cool. And with much less trouble, thankfully, than the last 2 attempts, we got the win there. Though there was a lot of downtime, me just waiting for him to catch up, and kind of just waiting for the leader, or kind of just waiting for him to appear on the map. Anyway, after all that, it's time for the leader. And that is a 22B if I've ever seen one, because I think only the 22B you can get those fancy floodlights on the top. This is the natural. He's driving a 22B and he's as good as it seems. This is not going to be an easy race. Although, same strategy, just kind of hope that I get some distance between me and him before those turns come up, and we can finally put this section of the Shinkanjo behind us. Okay, he's actually behind a decent amount. Why are you easier than Hot and Cold? That is really all that and Gemini, like, that is what I want. That is what I want to ask you. That's it. That is literally it. It was that easy. And we got the 22B, sweet. Like, he didn't even pull ahead of me once. I didn't see him at all. It was crazy. Green arrows all around. That's what I like to see. It's time to move on, finally. And I am now Swift Magician. Fast? Wait, I think Swift has a different connotation than fast, right? Like, Swift is, I don't know, like acceleration maybe? Change in speed? I'm not really sure. Anyway, finally, it was very problematic, but difficulty level gets to go down again, because we are changing routes and we get to take down some of the easier teams that like to make their home on the Shinkanjo clockwise. I'll make a full lap around, just like I did in previous parts, since it is slightly different. But it shouldn't take me that long, I mean, especially since my car is a great deal faster now. Who's up first? if I would guess, if I would have to guess, it's probably either our gangs or Cupid Arrows. And that looks like a Honda Civic hatchback to me, as I thought it is Cupid Arrows, and this is Tokyo Tommy. Tommy probably. Going by Japanese indicators at all. He's driving a Honda Civic hatchback. As I said, one of the best teams, or best C-Class cars in the game. But at this point in the game, it shouldn't be that much of a problem. And the equivalent of that accursed turn back on the Shinkanjo counterclockwise is much easier to take going the other way around, thankfully. I didn't really, I mean, she's a pretty easy rifle, but wasn't that hard for me at all, and we managed to pull away on top of that, so win-win. Cupid Arrows here is an all-female racing team. They prefer, like, cars like the Honda Civic hatchback, like small, light, and I think they do all drive Hondas, I believe. I'm not entirely sure, though. It's been a while, and I might be mixing them up with TXR3, since I do think some of them drive Toyotas in TXR3. But I think in this game it's all Hondas. I mean, there's probably also some licensing issues with TXR3. I don't think there are any Hondas in that game, actually, now that I think about it. Anyway, their leader also drives a pretty sweet car. It's not a Civic hatchback. That I think it kind of is disappointing in this game. It underperforms a lot. Wait, is this going to be... Who's this next one going to be? And you are... What kind of car is that? That looks like a Sprinter Trueno. Yep, it is. I know one when I see it. This is a Osaka kid. I think I would have to have some run-ins with him when I was racing on a C1 inner, since they share that little stretch of highway. And just like Rolling Guy, I believe our gangs is a team of all Sprinter Truenos / Corolla 11s. They're just the Shinkanjo equivalent. Unfortunately, they are not really that much better. I do think they are just a tad more difficult, but, I mean, considering the cars that they drive, it's not really that much to worry about. He hasn't even started turning back there. That's a win for me. Payouts are increasing a little bit, I think, as we go on. That was 860, whereas previously I was getting what was it? 600-ish per win? I'm not really sure. We're coming up on, actually, I wanted to point this out. I think this is, the bridge we're coming up on here is actually the Rainbow Bridge. Famous, I guess, since it lights up at night, and in rainbow colors, although in this game that's not really the case. It's just very bright. And it is a noticeable landmark. But I think in future games, actually, you can actually see the name of the section of the highway that you're driving on. Makes you feel like you're more in Japan, I guess. But in this game, it's not the case. This section of Highway 2 is a little bit problematic. I think I particularly had some difficulties in TXR0 on this part, especially since you come back onto the C1 inner here, and this should all be familiar. This is a section of highway we've been over before. Speaking of familiar, there is a really pink I can't talk at all. Along with some green arrows, there's a pink arrow back there, and if I recall correctly, there's only one pink arrow there's only one pink arrow that we haven't defeated yet on this one here, and that's a safe zone. It would be a decent test to go back now and see if I can hold my own against him. But for now, we're going to keep going. We're taking down these easier teams. Cupid Arrows made another appearance, and this is Heartbreak Kid, driving a red Honda Civic hatchback. They seem to be pretty eager to block me. Alright, just let me out in front. Okay, and see you later. Now what's new here is that now we get to turn right instead of turning left. So not bad. Now this turn is just as soul crushing as the one turning onto the C1 inner, if not even more so. See, I just veered right through it and slammed into the wall. So it's not very kind to you. Just like the turn going the other way. But now we've almost made a full lap around. Just one more section to cover of this highway. Coming up here is it looks like another junction, but really, I mean, they lead to the same place. They just the highway splits so that exit in the middle can go where it needs to go. And now we're back to where we started, more or less. Yeah, that merge back there that I just took, it's definitely better to take the right one than the left one. You have to brake less. And you don't really gain much out of going left anyway, so. Alright, here we are. Who are you? Oh, we have a Wanderer. Catch Me Kate here has always been one of the more confusing Wanderer. I feel like I never remember what her requirements are, and I remember her battle canceling me in the past, but it looks like she's actually going to face me this time. Catch Me Kate here drives a new car, the first one we've seen of its kind in TXR2. This is a Mitsubishi FTO. She's not easy. I mean, she's keeping pace with me here, even on this straightaway, and she does love to block, for sure. Out of my way. Just move. Oh my gosh. How do you still end up in front of me after all that? Oh, it would be great if you could crash into that car. Nope, not happening. The frame rate really goes haywire here, too. And after all that, she's still out in front. Okay, cool, she braked. And I just managed to avoid her. It would have been a pain if, after all that, I ended up bumping into her. That's definitely... I took advantage of the best opportunity there because she is struggling to catch up now. SP is going down rapidly. It's looking pretty good for me. And we exit, and I have no words. At this point, you can't help but wonder if that is being done intentionally just to spite me. I had the win, perfectly. Like, there was nothing that I could have done to lose that, except for pressing enter and hitting the end race button. But instead, we missed out on a sweet payout opportunity. I feel like it's happening to me with alarming frequency right now. Just can't, like, stuff out of my control too. No matter. We can beat her next time without too much of a problem. In the meantime, we can face Hothead, who is driving a maroon Corolla 11. It's very decked out Corolla 11 too. It has some nice rims and everything. Wheels, sorry. But really, I'm not worried. It's a Corolla 11 we're talking about. I think that's 2 Cupid Arrows and 2 Arcane numbers down. Oh wow, that was squeezed through that gap. Easy win. I needed that after that disappointing ending to the Wanderer battle back there. Honestly, I think I can stay on the road for a while, since we're just going to be facing Civic hatchbacks and Sprinter Chihuahuas and Purple 11s. Okay, here we go. Here's another Sprinter Chihuahua on our hands. This is Rev Freak from our gangs. Right now it's looking like our gangs is the front runner for first team to be taken out on this Shinkanjo clockwise. But I know once I go back to the garage, there are going to be some other teams that poke their heads out here. Then I have to race them, and then the whole process is going to be delayed by a little bit. No matter. I do just want to beat maybe one leader before this episode ends. If I beat two, since there were 6 teams on the Shinkanjo counterclockwise, and then if I beat 2 here, that is 8 total. That means another boss will come out. Oh, I did want to correct what I said earlier, or not earlier, like a few episodes back about Speed Angel. I thought she was a zone boss. There's a distinction between zone bosses and middle bosses. I think zone bosses come out after. It's one of the two. Middle bosses or zone bosses come out after you've beaten like 8 teams in the area, and then the middle / the other one that's not in the middle or zone boss comes out after you've beaten 4 teams in the area. So Maximizer, here, we can actually check right now. No losses today, just that very disappointing draw. But we can check right now which one's a middle boss and which one's a zone boss. Okay, so the middle bosses come out after you've beaten 4 in like any circuit going both ways, or either way, and then the zone boss come out after you've beaten 3. So next up is a zone boss, I believe. Yep. Time to go back out. We're probably going to run into some new rivals here, or some new teams here that we could talk about, but it remains to be seen. Who's next? Yep, as I thought. Here's our 3rd team of the Shinkanjo clockwise. It doesn't say on their logo, but this is, oh, it does. It just says it in kanji at the top and then English at the bottom. This is Tokyo Jungle. They don't have a theme really, unlike our gangs, I think, who drive all Cruel 11s or whatever, and team, whatchamacallit, Cupid Arrows, that drives, all-female team that drives all Hondas. Tokyo Jungle here doesn't have a theme. Smooth Smith there is driving out a Accord Coupe, maybe a Accord 2-door or whatever, but really they have members of varying degrees of difficulty since their cars are so eclectic, I guess you could say. Smooth Smith there has a very disappointing Honda Accord Coupe because he didn't put up much of a fight at all. Another win for me. And we haven't really gotten to the hard part of this Shinkanjo yet, so. I wonder if it's boring to see my Sylvia. I mean, I've stuck with Sylvia since the beginning, of course. But I wonder if some variety would be in order. For that to happen, though, I'd have to own credits. And while I have a decent amount, I have about 40,000 now. It's not enough to like really splurge on a variety of cars, so for the sake, I mean, outside of doing like money hacks or whatever, it's not really an option. Okay, here's our 3rd member of Cupid Arrows, Marathon Mary, in a Honda Civic who almost ran me off the road there just by bashing into that car. Why are you on the right side of the road? You need to exit here. I swear, if this is another draw, I am going to be mildly irritated, really. I don't see you. I mean, your SP bar shaking doesn't indicate that you're hitting a lot of walls, I guess. Anyway. Alright, I think we can safely say that that is not a draw, thankfully. And instead, we get an easy win. And a very impressive 900 credits. Okay, that looks like a Honda Civic if I've ever seen one. This is Moonlight Kid. That's an olive green Honda Civic, I should say. Number 4 of Cupid Arrows, since we just beat Marathon Mary. Okay, you can let me in front of you now. You can stop blocking. Make this easier for yourself. Okay, thanks for going that way. That makes it easier as well. Ooh, that was really close. I could honestly feel the divider there as it brushed past me. Ooh, my kid seems to have a little bit of fight in her, though. Very impressive. And I actually might lose here if I corner badly, which is inevitable. I inevitably cornered badly. In between that and this corner coming up, it's not looking too good. Thankfully, though, I managed to pull away enough to pull out the win there without too much trouble. Yep, I was like, I would recognize that pink arrow anywhere. It's time for the rematch. I'm not sure challenge me. But let's just cross our fingers and pray that it doesn't happen like that doesn't end like last time. I don't think the FTO is available in the garage either. This might be an opportunity to unlock it. Anyway, catch me, Kate. You're going down. Time you own up to that very lame way that you went out last time. Let me win properly, basically, is what I'm saying. Alright, she swerved a little bit too much, but... Ooh, I clipped the side of that car there. Nope, not enough. I braked too late. Oh, now she's pulling away. Oh, but why are you braking so suddenly? Why is that? Alright, I got the lead again. We are in the same situation that we were last time. So now it's just a matter of... what are you going to do about it? Are you going to gracefully accept the loss like you should? You can actually, I guess, you can catch up as well and beat me. That's a possibility. Or are you going to do the same thing you did last time and go straight like an idiot? No, I see you. What did I say? Like, what is it in this AI that just thinks it's a good idea? The crazy part about that is that I might not have even won. I wasn't ahead by a lot, and there's a turn coming up, so she could have used that opportunity to pass me, but no. Just thought the long gun was open, I guess. Made a beeline straight for it. You are an R Gangs member. I didn't even get to see, I was just mashing my headlights though, I didn't get to see what your name is. Oh, this is Shaken. Very nice. I expect some impressive handling attributes. Oh, it doesn't seem to be that much of a blocker. Came real close on that curve there. And also Shaken Beak is actually holding his own, surprisingly. You know, it might be a good idea to like memorize like how fast you could take each curve. Like I just took that at 113. So it would be a good guideline to like just have an idea of how fast you need to be going for each corner, or like how fast you can get away with going at each corner. The drawback to that is, of course, you're not going to brake at the same. You're not going to start braking at the same location every time, and it's also going to be a factor as to whether you're steering. Oh, wow. I was not expecting that to happen so quickly. But now it's time for the R Gangs leader, our first. Shinkanjo clockwise. driving a fairly stylish Sprinter Trueno / Curl 11, I'm not really sure. It's King James. Now, if Diamond Image was any indicator, so I think, yeah, Diamond Image was the Sprinter Trueno, and this is the Curl 11. But if Diamond Image is any indicator, these guys are actually not to be underestimated. Those tiny cars pack quite a punch. Okay, don't be a jerk. Nope, he was a jerk. Now, if I lose this will be the first time I lose to a Curl 11. Imagine that. He's not looking like he's intent on hitting any barriers at the moment either. Much to my dismay. Although I am catching up on him, but since considering our flashing red status, it might be a little bit too late. Out of my way. I actually cornered that fairly well. No, like, it wasn't even enough. He just passed me. Alright, we have one more. I don't even think we're going to have that opportunity to pass him up here. Yep, there's the loss. How disappointing. I don't want to attribute it to any sort of excuse. I mean, we were out for a while, but honestly, I should beat a car like this. No problem. We're actually going to... There's a blue arrow up there. We're actually going to pass. We're going to leave him be for now. We can beat him when we are a fresher bunch. I think this is the last Cupid Arrows member we need to beat before the leader, or second to last. Sorry, because they bring out a second in command in this case. Are you from Cupid Arrows? No, you're not. But I'll race you anyway. You're Dizzy Dave. From Tokyo Jungle. Sorry. And RX-7 FC. How many Daves is this? This can't be the first Dave that we've raced, since we've raced against multiple Steves. We raced against a James. This is probably another Dave that we... Okay, wow. I was not trying to crash into the wall there, but these things just happen. Out of my way. Alright, we're ahead now, and we've passed the worst of the turns, so this should be smooth sailing from here on out. And this is probably going to be the last one before I go back to the garage. We've been out for, I think the trip computer says we've been out for 23 miles. Yeah, the measurement is miles in this game. When you, on the windscreen, when it says your racing distance, it's measured by miles, so 24 miles. That's a lot for one night, I mean. I should go back and freshen up a bit. Should be an easier win against King James this time, hopefully. Alright, only blue arrows. That means there are new teams out, or that there is... Oh no. There are new teams out. And I say oh no because these are the more difficult teams of the Shinkansen wise. First up from this new team, TR Racing, is Tokyo Kid. And you might assume that because they have a racing in their name, that means they're just generally a more serious team. And you would probably be right. This is definitely one of the more, as I said, one of the more difficult teams. Tokyo Kid, I mean, so far the big sedans in this game haven't been that threatening. Tokyo Kid, not one of those threatening ones, although he is quick for a large sedan. Nissan Cedric, I believe. He's going to go down pretty easily, and I'm going to get my rematch with King James. Also, looking at the rivals list earlier, I do only have one more Cupid Arrows member to beat before their leader comes out. So, I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully we can knock down 2 leaders in quick succession, provided that blue arrow up there is a Cupid Arrows member. Anyway, it's time for the rematch. I had thought before that Savage Steve from Diamond Image had the most tripped out Sprinter Trueno. King James, I mean, they're basically the same car, right? King James might be vying for that title here. Okay, why would you attempt to change lanes and then just suddenly decide against it. What is that? Alright, there are worse ways to take that corner. And he actually didn't gain any ground, which is a novelty. That usually, corners are basically usually where I lose, since I seem to be able to keep pace with most of these cars here. Alright, and that was a lot easier than last time. 2,000 credits payout, not too shabby either. Alright, let's go rival hunting. Oh, they're right there. And I think that is the last member of Cupid Arrows, judging by their white car, if I remember. And I was wrong. It's not. It's Tokyo Jungle. This is the third member. Shocker. What is a chalker? Someone who draws chalk, but then wouldn't it be spelled with C-H-A-L-K instead of C-H-O-C-K? Choker, maybe? And it was just a translation error? Hard to say, but at least unlike some other rivals that we faced in the past, he knows that you have to exit here. That was a nice drift. I didn't even have to do much to invoke it. You know, that is a decent 180 SX he has. Making the most out of them B-class cars, just like me. He's not. He is a persistent one for sure. Thankfully, this area, or Shinkanjo, is also mostly straight away, so we can take advantage of that and my general speed. Ooh, that was not a good turn. Conveniently, the race ends there, and I don't have to put up with them. I don't have to play catch up, really. On to the next one. That looks like another Tokyo Jungle member, and it is on and off. Second one to drive an RX-7 FC. On and off white. It's like, since that is a Chalker had the white R, or the white one. Yeah, 180 SX. My bad. Ooh, almost crashed there. But on and off here has a noticeably less white on and off. RX-7, sorry. Not a good corner. Can't see him in the rear view, but yeah, he's pretty close. I mean, just ramming into walls at random doesn't really help your case to win, but it does kind of increase your chance of getting a draw, I suppose. Yeah, that was pretty bad. He's wall riding hardcore. He's acting like it's TXR3. Alright, you are. No. Yeah, that's more like it. He was just at a sliver of SP there. And I was not having it. Okay, this time around, I am setting my expectations low. Since Catch Me Kate here has a track record of throwing races, I should say. Although throwing would imply that she was a shoo-in to win in the first place, and that's just not the case. Super serious face though, because she's a very aggressive driver. Ah, you jerk. Maybe less aggressive and more dirty, honestly. Let's see if we can squeeze in there. Nope. I just want that nice payout, you know? And she is not willing to cough it up. Alright, which way are you gonna go this time, huh? The right way? Or the wrong way? Oh wow, you're going the right way, and that's because you're in front of me. Gotta love this wandering music, honestly. I'm a big fan. Barely scraped the wall there. You just got ahead by a little bit. And with not many opportunities to force a draw here, it's not looking too good for our hero line. Catch me, Kate. More like villain, you know, considering the way she drives. She is holding her own, which is somewhat concerning. Took that corner nicely, if I say so myself. She's falling behind a good amount. Very nice, very nice. But really, I mean, this whole experience with her, racing with her, has just been a whole lesson of not counting your chickens before they hatch. Case in point, I smacked into the wall there, and she is roaring back, but it doesn't matter. Barely eked out the win there, because she was about to pass me. Gotta hate when that red arrow behind you just comes closer and closer, and you're so close to the win. Yeah, she was right there. No matter, finally got the win. Only took 4 tries. Not bad for 3,000 credits. We're actually running up on about an hour of runtime here. So definitely, I mean, there's a lot of downtime where I had to wait. And it's weird to think that just earlier this episode I was still beating another star. No matter though. This does not look like, yeah, does not look like Cupid Arrows. It is once again TR Racing. And I'm going up against another Sylvia S14. Wipe out Williams. Let's see if he's bought all the upgrades just like me. I know earlier, I think Spellbinding Steve, gotta love that. But Spellbinding Steve earlier definitely gave me a run for my money in his own S14. Wipeout Williams seems to be doing something similar, if not the same. I braked a little bit too much. Ooh, but he's still behind me, nice. Yeah, once again I braked a little bit too much. He's just ramming into everything though. Really wants to get past me. Not happening today. A little bit of a tight race, but nothing I couldn't handle, because that is a win. Now that's 2 members of TR Racing down. Who's next? Are there even any more blue arrows on the map? Yeah, there's one up there. And it's just the last Cupid Arrows number is very elusive right now. I think I'm kind of noticing the performance decrease here in my car. Yeah, you're not Cupid Arrows. Oh, great. Another new team that I was not looking forward to facing. I mentioned them earlier when I was going up against another star, that they have a rival team in top level, and this is top level. And they drive all Evos, which is not coincidentally also one of the best cars in the game. My car is not in the best condition right now either. I seem to have some trouble handling. I might lose this one. I just took off. Just give me that last Cupid Arrows member and I can end this episode. Yeah, I'm losing. I am losing very badly. I didn't even get ahead of him once. Yep, that is it. Okay, time to go back. Hopefully I can wrap this up. You look like you're from... Oh no. I just wanted to take a moment of silence to remember my nice win-loss record, because it is about to go down the toilet. this was inevitable. I mean, I had to beat these guys to, you know, clear the Shinkanjo clockwise, but I kind of hoped they would show up later after I, you know, beat the easier teams first. For the uninitiated, this is Team Freeway. They're a team that drives all GTRs. R32s, R33s, R34s, you name it. They will drive it, and they are easily the most difficult team in this first half of the game, I'd say. Accelerator Al back there, who was driving an R32, wasn't the hardest. I mean, beat him without too much trouble, but you know, just I have bad memories of that team. So many losses, and it was really tragic. And if we replicate that and I just get crushed repeatedly, which is very possible because I'm trying to beat them in the Sylvia S14, and I will beat them in the Sylvia S14 eventually. It's just a matter of how long it's going to take. That last Cupid Arrows member has been eluding me this whole time. When are you going to show up? No, not you. Tall boy from Tokyo Jungle. Also driving a Honda, but it's just a Civic hatchback. I know earlier I bought a Civic, I mean, not earlier, on a previous playthrough I bought a Civic hatchback just for the fun of it, and I upgraded it to max. That thing can push like 200 miles an hour once you unlock all of the good engine parts for it, I should say. It's good stuff. It's really fun to just win in a Civic. It's the funniest thing against all these, you know, GTRs and the other A-class cars. It's not viable for endgame, of course, but you can pull off some pretty crazy stuff with it. And Tall Boy here, in his small Honda Civic. I think he's the first lackey to give out more than 1,000 credits. So, we're getting a bit richer here, and we actually passed 50,000 credits a while ago. Oh my gosh, I was not expecting this. I thought we needed to be one more Tokyo Jungle member for him to come out, but, yeah, the leader is here, and he splashes high beams at me, and I feel just a little bit threatened, because Danger Freak, is no easy leader. He's probably past the level of another STARS leader, who drove a 22B. But I mean, did you see how, if you remember how easily Mr. Natural went down, Danger Freak here is gonna put up a bit of a fight, and yeah, that's basically it. I don't really have a hope of winning now. So now I'm faced with a bit of a predicament. Do I try and beat him here, or do I end the episode on a loss? Because we are coming up on the legendary dividers. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tail him for a bit. And if we can't beat him, then that's it. If we can't beat him this time here, at this section of the C1, then I'm just going to end the episode here. But if we do, I'm also going to end the episode here. So, I mean, it's going to end either way, it just depends on if we're going to end on a good note or a bad note. Nice if we sped up a bit, though. I know that purple arrow up there is... Oh no, it could be Save Zone, or it could be, what's his name? Iceman? I don't remember. No, not Iceman, it's the one from top level. Why can't you drive like this in a race? Braking and going 40 miles an hour. Alright, I got impatient. We are challenging him again. And this is probably going to be the last race of the episode. Hopefully. No, not hopefully. This is running long, as is. Really, my videos have been rendering. I just forgot just how long it takes for videos to render. Maybe it's just my laptop, since it's not exactly a powerful laptop. It's more an all-purpose this laptop. Saw you hit the brakes there, Mr. Danger Freak. And I caught up a little bit, but ooh, that was a power move if I've ever seen one. Not bad, not bad. Okay, okay. Since this is the last phase of the night, I think I have better chances if I have a higher chance of forcing him to crash if I take this way. So that is what we're gonna do. He did not fall for it, and I crashed instead. Ooh, but he bumped me. Yes, and he's low on SP. This might just be the opportunity that we needed. Okay, well, that was awful. Oh, he crashed into a car as well. Perfect. Yeah, if he hadn't crashed there, that would have been the race. It would have been all over. Even so, it's not looking too good for me. He's pulling away. Never mind. He braked. He braked, and I'm catching up slowly. Ooh, this is the moment of truth. Yes! Ooh, that was so close. Wow. I almost hit him too, but just that barrier was enough to deplete what was remaining of his SP. Not exactly that win wasn't exactly dictated by skill. I just kind of had to hope that he messed up, and he did. But it feels a lot more satisfying to end the episode on a win there than it is a loss. Since he is the second leader, or the eighth team total that we've beaten on the Shinkanjo, it's gonna be boss time when we come back. But I'm gonna save that for next episode. We're running a bit long. So yeah, that'll be it. And we're on day 69 here. Nice. See you guys later.